Alright, how we doing, folks? Your boy Marcus 1205 numbers. After the name of little games beating action over here, man. A little Resident Evil 8. I really like this game. I would say the beginning of 7 is still better than this whole game, but this game as a whole is better than 7. If that kind of like makes sense. I think if you played 7, you kind of understand that the second half of 7 kind of is a little bit not like, what the first half is. And this just does a better all-around kind of package. It really almost feels like 4 games put together. There's kind of like very 4 distinct areas to it, with like a little village kind of in between, i.e. the name of it. But I found it pretty good and pretty refreshing. I wouldn't necessarily call it a horror game per se. I mean, there are scary elements obviously to it. I think the second section really is disturbing, and to me it was probably my favorite section. It was just really like, whoa, like, is this something different? They strip you away from your weapon, so you're kind of like, you're playing a different game than you are throughout the rest of the game. And then it gets very actiony towards the end, which is the weakness of it, And I still don't fully know why Resident Evil feels the need to do this. I think pretty much every person that likes Resident Evil doesn't need to like end the game on like some crazy wild killing spree with a ton of guns and rockets and stuff like that. I know it's been tradition, and I think there was something too, like, in the original one, getting an RPG to kill like a Titan or something like that. Like, yeah, I could kind of see, or a Tyrant, pardon me, I could kind of see like that, like having a positive effect and stuff like that, but we're kind of past those days. Like, we got to think a little bit smarter than that. So I think Resident Evil 8 could be better, but it's still really good. It's still probably the second favorite game that came out this year for me after Ratchet and Clank. I'd have to say, just thinking out loud right now. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but out of games that come out this year, now pretty slim clop so far this year. There wasn't really too much to pick on, honestly. I haven't played Returnal. It doesn't seem like something I'd be that interested in. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with my purchase of Resident Evil 8. I think it's very fun. I almost started a playthrough right afterwards of it. I kind of just let it ride, and I was like, let's see if in a couple days from now I want to play it, and I didn't. But yeah, and it mixes some elements with 4, as you kind of see over here with your inventory, kind of stuff like that. And this guy's got your cool quasi merchant guy over here. So there's some elements of 4, there's a lot of 7, and then there's a lot of just 8 that makes it 8. Like, there's a lot of just something like special here that, like, kind of makes it a little bit different. So overall, man, make sure you check it out. If you're into Resident Evil games, this is the kind of game that you want to play for sure.